This lesson will focus on what to do with your tongue when you're playing notes on the clarinet. We always want to use our tongue to start new notes unless the music tells us to do something different. You want to use the tip of your tongue right on the reed. Okay, we don't want to do right on the tip of the reed. Some people say tip of the tongue to the tip of the reed. You actually want to be down on the bottom side of the reed. You don't want to be way down here, but just right at the edge on the bottom side of the reed, and you're going to use your tongue to start the notes. It's like you're saying ta, but instead of the tongue being on the roof of your mouth to start that, it's going to be on the reed to start. Ta, ta, ta. So to practice doing this, you can put your tongue on the reed, and then seal off the air behind the tongue, and then you're going to release the air by releasing the tongue. Okay, so tongue on the reed, build up air pressure behind, and then release it and play your note. So it goes like this. Tongue on the reed, and then build up the air pressure behind that, and then release the tongue, and you'll get that sound. Now some people, this just clicks and they get it right away and don't have any problems. Other people, I've had a lot of students who have a tough time getting this concept. If you're having a tough time getting it, we can do some exercises to help with that. So this time, do what we did before. Put your tongue on the reed, build up the pressure behind, and release the air. But we're going to do that in tempo. We're going to release the air and then put the tongue back on the reed. Once you feel comfortable with that, start doing it faster. The next step is really important. We want to get to where we're not stopping the air with our tongue, we're just interrupting the air. So, your tongue is here and you're going to release and let the air continue, and instead of stopping completely, we're just going to interrupt. Ta, 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 ta. So your airstream is going to be a steady stream of air, and the tongue is just interrupting each of those notes. So if I were to play it without the tongue, it would be and then the tongue is just going to interrupt that airstream. One more important thing about tonguing is not to stop notes with your tongue. Once you've got a feel for when to use your tongue, how to use your tongue to start those notes, we don't want to stop the notes with the tongue. So if we've got a note with a space after it, we don't want to go ta and stop that air with the tongue. We just release the air. Ta. I think of putting an H on the end of the note, like ta, ta. So if there's space after the note, just release the air. And if you have multiple notes, then we're going to use the tongue to interrupt the air, but not stop the sound. And that's all there is to it for using your tongue to start notes with. Now you know the basics for creating good sound on clarinet. Go ahead and get yourself a method book, learn how to read the notes, and you'll be making great music in no time. And check out the next lesson for some examples of master playing on clarinet. You'll really enjoy that.